Hey, what up everybody? This is Stephen Breach coming to you. Big talks today in the UFC circles out there on Twitter and things like that, talking about CM Punk soon to be announcing his first UFC fight. Two big dates that are being named for this fight. This is the December 5th, as well as the first show of January at the big UFC Bonanza. That was the Conor McGregor fight. The announcement was made during a Q&A with CM Punk, saying that he was going to fight before the end of the year. Even if the fight is pushed into January, it's not the biggest deal that he had to wait an extra month in order to get this. But this is something that CM Punk fans have been looking for a long time. We haven't seen CM Punk in a ring or an octagon since the Royal Rumble before WrestleMania 30. So it's been well over a year. The CM Punk fans are well in supporting this guy's move into UFC, and UFC is probably trying to see where they want to put this fight, because they have a lot of money riding on CM Punk, and there's a lot of money to be made. Some people are thinking that he'll be put onto the Conor McGregor fight on December 5th, as well as the Ronda Rousey fight, which honestly in my mind might be a little bit of a mistake. You're already throwing so many draws onto there. You're probably going to be getting the sort of so-so UFC fans that are just looking for a great show. They're already going to be buying that fight as it is, for the one reason that you got Conor and you got Ronda, two of the biggest names, two of the biggest draws. I know that you want to make that fight be one of the biggest fights of all time, because it's going to be in Cowboy Stadium, and you want to pack that out. You want to set an attendance record. You want to set a gate record for that place. And Conor and Ronda fighting on the same card is already crazy enough as it is. Two of the biggest main eventers that they have definitely going out there. If you wait until maybe the first fight of January, then you maybe put him up on a Demetrius Johnson main event, where he's a great fighter. He's been a champion for a long time, but he's a very boring fighter, and not that many people like to watch this guy fight. To the point of the last show that Demetrius Johnson was on, he was in the main event, but people were walking out of the MGM Grand before his fight was even over. People were turning off the pay-per-view, just knowing the fact that they knew he was going to win, and there was no big draw to it. CM Punk is probably going to have a ton of mainstream wrestling fans that really want to support this guy in his move into UFC, try to see what happens in his first UFC fight. There's a lot to be made or gained off of CM Punk going to UFC and having his first fight. If you think about the fact of Batista, he didn't get to go to UFC. He was in talks with Strikeforce. He was in talks with a lot of people to fight for them, but he ended up fighting for some low rank sort of, I don't even remember where the fight was, if it was in Florida or California or where the fight ended up happening, but it only was basically shown on internet pay-per-view. And I think that the people that would have bought the Batista fights probably would never buy another Batista fight ever again. And Batista won. It looked so bad. It was Batista's lifelong dream to compete in MMA. He was able to do it. Punk could go out there and ended up finding a way to win his fight. Punk could also go out there and find a way to get humiliated to the point where people would never want to fight again. Brock Lesnar lost his first UFC fight, but the way that he dominated Frank Mir before having the submission locked in and him tapping out showed that he did have a future in MMA. It's just that he wasn't 100% ready at the ground game and being able to fight off submissions. So we'll see what comes from here, more from it. But it looks like the UFC might have two dates locked down for which one might be for CM Punk's fights. And I think everybody's going to be waiting that announcement and seeing how ready he is to get into the octagon.